name is Sam Gray. The environment affects us all in our day-to-day lives as we interact with it. But as climate change worsens, we have to improve those interactions if we want to stay sustainable. Which is why I want to become an environmental engineer to help fix some of the issues humanity has caused with the environment we surround ourselves with. First, I'll explain to you what an environmental engineer is and what they do. Then I'll go into why I want to become one, and lastly, I'll show you my steps for the future and hopeful career path. So what is an environmental engineer? Well, the University of Iowa's college admissions page for environmental engineering defines it as they address the complex food, energy, and water issues of the 21st century, which might sound vague, but that's because an environmental engineer can work in just about any industry as long as they are improving the effects humanity has on the environment. UConn School of Engineering defines possible careers as wastewater specialists, land surveyors, natural resource specialists, or anyone who works in the environment. As far as day-to-day jobs go, an environmental engineer might work at a water treatment facility to help improve how we can get clean water from the ground to your house without destroying the environment, or at a nuclear power facility to help improve the runoff so that it doesn't pollute the environment around the facility. To a lot of people, that field doesn't sound the most interesting. So why do I care? Well, multiple events have compounded my interest into the field, but the most primary of which would have to be LEGO League. LEGO League, for the unfamiliar, is a competition where they give you a problem for the year and your team designs a solution. Our problem was water, any issue with water. We chose overconsumption. Our solution was a toilet that recycles your urine so that you don't have to flush, because the toilet is one of the largest consumers of water in the household, which is a little bit of a funny solution, but it is fun to work on. That year, I was a project lead, which meant I got to work with the students around me to help create our solution. That work, which was mainly conducting research, talking to professionals, and just thinking about all the complex things that go into the environment, was super fulfilling, and it was realistic as well. Because water consumption is a real problem, and our solution could be real if it were to be implemented, which was very fun to do, as well as made me start thinking about what I would want to do later in life, and if environmental engineering was for me. That year, we got the PEA Award, which is the Presidential Environmental Youth Award, handed to us by the President of the EPA himself at Washington, D.C. While at the award ceremony, we got to see a bunch of other groups that designed their own solutions to various different problems, which is very promising because I saw a bunch of other young people like myself worried about the same issues I was worried about. It felt like I had a whole team of people that could start to take on some of the more complex issues with the environment. It was basically from that day on that I decided I wanted to become an environmental engineer. But one of the other main motivators to become an environmental engineer was the growing scientific consensus on climate change. As John Cook, a professor at Center for Climate Communication at George Mason University, found in his study of 12,000 scientific journals, 97% agreed that climate change was real and would have consequences for humanity. So what now? Well, my plans are obviously so much in the air as I'm only a high school student, but I know I want to get a degree in environmental engineering so that I can join the field and the workforce. To do so, I'll need a large amount of determination, as those are notoriously hard degrees and the field is very competitive. One of the largest motivators for that will be the salary. As John Sargent, a researcher for Congressional Research Service, found on his study on salary and job outlook, the median salary was $88,000 for environmental engineers, which means I can work on real problems and help improve the world while still being able to remain financially stable. Myself, I'm self-motivated and incredibly determined when I can put my mind to something I enjoy. And I do enjoy working to help better the environment, so I know I'll be able to push through a degree like that. As far as the specific field I want to go into, I either want to go into water for my time working at LEGO League, or the green energy industry, as I think it's going to be a very important key to the solution of climate change. But those plans are still very much in the future. What I know right now is that I want to become an environmental engineer to help improve the world a little bit. I think I'm a great person to help create and fix systems that humanity has created that work in the environment, mainly because of my time in LEGO League and the growing consensus on climate change. All I need to do now is get a degree in environmental engineering and find a job that's right for me. I want to be able to create a better world for my children and my children's children such that they can enjoy the environment the same way I did when I was a kid.